She writes, "My intent was to study the essay, to break free of the remaining bondage that taught me essays have rules. How can we possibly name rules for our efforts? How can we set boundaries?" I was particularly struck by the 1987 essay by Anne Carson, Kinds of Water, perhaps because she touches on themes that are also present in my work, God, entanglement, penance, and prayer. But also, she is a pilgrim. When I sat down to write about India, I felt more like a scribe, just getting down the details. It is amazing what reveals itself when you simply become open to the process. She writes, "I wanted to continue to explore the innumerable aspects of God. This word is so large, but it is just a word. The concept is even bigger. As Carson says, you cannot get round the back of it. The only thing to write is the road itself. So I suppose that is what I did. I encountered others who attempted to do the same. In Richard Froude's Fabric, he refers to God as a conversationalist and a father. He says, heaven is just God without time." She writes, "Defining my editing process is difficult. I suppose it is more like a meditation than a dissection. That is why I appreciate when fingers point to my excessive use of commas or erroneous uses of the wrong word. It is interesting how in some ways I can be so detail-oriented, and in others so haphazard. When making my morning coffee, I revel in the slow process of pouring hot water over the perfectly ground beans, a flawless cup almost every time. But then, I often forget to turn off the stove." She writes, "I didn't expect to redefine poetry too, but it happened. Rosemary Waldrop's Curves to the Apple show the borders of poems and essays can be very thin. Waldrop writes, after bitter resistance, the river unravels into night. And for whatever reason, this was the remaining thread I needed for my manuscript. From the one-line 3 totem poems were born. These poems made it more clear to me what I was writing, why I was writing it. The undoing of one thing gives birth to another." She begins her poem, The Exchange, with an inscription by Swami Sri Yukteswar. The balanced rhythm of the universe is rooted in reciprocity. She writes,
"I am the river unraveled into dark, bed unmade, left in wreckage from a sleepless night. It is through the most bitter of resistance. The gasp comes, the body saying, there is only one way we are going to survive this thing. Open the connection door. She always looks like a stranger," I heard her say of me. I thought so too. Uncomfortable in this skin. What a relief to find out it is only light. Lifted, estranged, felled, ions begging for release. Memory protrudes, poised for war. I scatter. Waves. Scramble to arrange the drifted particles of harmony into a sphere, into a temple. That is the whole, Wolf said. Do not rest your laurels on this landscape. Unbind. Unsee the flowers. Unknow the earth. Grapple for the open connection door. Do not wear the same outfit twice. Never clean your plate. Ignore the reflection. With each breath, something is cauterized. The seal is made through the upward gaze. This is not the direction of the mirror. Unravel from the shadow. Ivy the poem. Keep your eye on the open door.